Does God care about our careers? What do you think? Of course he does. So stay tuned. Welcome back to another video. Today I want to share my experience when it comes to career. When I first moved here into the UK, life wasn't easy because it was me, a single mom with two amazing daughters, and they were very young. So when I first moved, the first jobs that I did were warehouse because that's much easier to get in. And then I also did a bit of care home, but due to childcare issues, it was very hard for me. And after some time, I decided I was going to stay at home. While I was choosing the career path all along, I wasn't praying about it. I was just doing my own thing, right? I stayed at home a bit and then I decided to do some few courses to get some certifications into becoming a teaching assistant. And I got a job. It was a fantastic job and I loved it in a school, in a special needs school as a TA through agency. The school loved me so much and I loved it as well. But unfortunately, I had to leave where I was living at the moment. So I had to leave that job because my landlord needed the apartments, right? And that brought me into a different place altogether. So I want to remind you that all of my career things that I've been doing so far, I never asked God for anything. I was just doing my thing, right? I am the type who would always want to upgrade and always trying to learn new things. So when I moved into the new place, I started looking for teaching assistant job because that's what I've always done, right? That's what I loved when I was in the other place. So I applied for a job and got it directly with council and it was fantastic. But I entered into the job and I didn't like it. I didn't like it because, I am the type who would love to help people. I love to be at the service of the world, but I do not like to get into contact into specimen, into those kind of things. Like me, I would never be able to be a good nurse. So I know myself, but this kind of special needs school, I had to do certain things that I didn't want to do. I didn't find it appropriate for myself to do such things, so I had to leave. And so I left. And I was still there trying to upgrade myself and decided to do a cover teaching job or cover supervisor course to get a certificate. And I did it. And then I decided, let me do some courses about kids and young people's mental health, with the college. I'm still trying to get some courses to upgrade myself. So talking about if God really cares about our careers, I got a different job from an agency. I told them I want to do the teaching assistant job, but as only with mainstream schools, and I got this job. But because I had done the the cover course, I added my certificates and everything to it to my CV. I updated my CV and added that to it. I wasn't looking at teaching. I wasn't looking at the cover teaching or cover supervisor role. I was really looking at teaching assistant because that's where I had experience in. God being so good, lo and behold, the person that the consultant was able to book me into cover teaching, and oh my goodness, I loved that. I really knew that was what I wanted, right? So after some time, I wasn't getting the shifts that I had wanted to because I had to pay for childcare and a whole lot. Paying for childcare and not getting shifts means I was wasting money, right? So I decided to come back home and stay at home a bit. To cut a long story short, what I'm trying to say is I didn't ever imagine myself praying about it until some few months ago. I decided, let me just pray about it. God help me. I want to get a job. I want to do something. So in my head, I'm trying to just get any kind of job. Is it anything that will keep me going? But do you know what happens? Anytime I keep searching and doing other stuff and getting references and a whole lot of things happening around it, the places that gives me a safety, some kind of hope is always to the cover supervisor job. It's always to the cover supervisor role. Because the other bits, when I'm trying to do something like youth work, I'm trying to, get myself involved in different things because I'm like, I just want to do something. They are all not working, right? Does God care about our careers? Of course he does. It is something I love doing. I prefer doing the cover rather than the TA. I prefer doing cover than any other job at all. So I think God is trying to tell me, you know what? I know what you like. So this recent months, I have been calm. I have been more at peace with myself. And I'm like, that is what I'm gonna do. That is it. And it's made me happier, relaxed, and I'm not stressing about anything. So I want us to read James chapter 1, verses 5. And God says, if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. That's what I'm doing now. I'm trying to just be calm about it. I'm praying about it, and I'm doing, like, I feel like God does not give us manna, right? Like he used to do in the olden days to the Israelites. So I have to do something. So I'm applying. I'm going for my interviews, and it's always directing me to the cover supervisor thing, and I love it. Do I love cover teaching? Of course I do. One thing I love about this, because it's not stressful. I don't have to plan anything. Everything is planned for me, and I just go and elaborate, and I go and then just they hand it to me and just handle it as the main teacher has already done. So I want you to know that God cares about your career. Sometimes it is very difficult for us to go back because it was tough for me, because I know I felt guilty that from onset I never spoke to God about it. So now I know that he is always ready to help me, and he's always there. He's always with me. He's always trying to direct my path even when I don't seek him. But I should try to always ask him to guide my steps. I should always try to invite him in my life, and he is forever always there and ready to help me. I hope this video was helpful. Never think that God doesn't care about your career. It doesn't matter if you've made certain decisions that you think are not helping you. It doesn't matter. God still loves you, and he's still ready to guide you. So go to him in prayers, and he is always going to be there for you. I have never found myself at peace with myself like I do now. I've never been this happier in a job, in a role, than I am happier now, because it is what I needed. It is what I like. It is what I love to do. And it's something that when I do, I feel like it is satisfying. So God really cares, and it's going to direct you to the right path. God bless you, and see you in my next video. Bye.